Well, hello indie people, I hope you're doing well. Now, I went onto Twitter today, it's Friday when I'm filming this, to see that the actually autistic hashtag was trending on Twitter, and I was seeing some comments about a film trailer that had just been released, so I decided to look into it, and that's what I want to discuss in this little video today, given my reaction, thoughts and opinions. Sia, the musician, very well known, very popular, is doing her own movie. The film's called Music, and I'll leave the trailer down below so you can watch it in case you haven't seen it, and then come back to this and we can have a discussion about it. In essence, it's about a non-verbal autistic person, and it's basically about her seeing the world through someone else's eyes. That's kind of the synopsis point of view that I've gotten from the film. The thing that's brought up the most controversy around this isn't necessarily the film, but the way Sia has reacted to it. So the trailer goes out onto Twitter and things, and people chime in their opinions on, there should be an autistic person involved, an autistic actress playing, the autistic character in this film. And Sia decides to tweet this onto her account, which I'm just gonna say now, as someone who is autistic, who makes autism-based content, trying to educate people about autism and, the autistic experience, this is pretty unacceptable. Yes, we have not seen the full film yet. I can say that, it's perfectly fine to say that, we can have a look at the film when it comes out. The point is the fact that you're not listening to the people, the autistic community, and recognizing the concern. Firstly, obviously, putting someone in the main role as the non-verbal autistic person, the neurotypical person who is, in the film, Maddie, which I'm just going to put this out here to be clear and transparent. If the role that someone has designed, so the autistic character, if, the person, if there's not an autistic actor or actress that can play that role, I think it's perfectly fine to have someone who is neurotypical. But the thing I want to emphasize here is that, people who are doing these kinds of things in film and television need to search extensively and ask, try and find people who firstly want to have a look at the role, see if it's appropriate for them, but also, allowing, an extensive searching process to happen in order, to not to meet a quota, first of all, but to give the autistic community, people in the autistic community, or just autistic people in general, the opportunity. But this tweet from Sia, just from my own point of view, I think, it's obviously not appropriate for that person. That's totally fine. But my main criticism, and the thing that I want to talk about here, is if you haven't succeeded that one time, try and try again. I mean, the best example I can probably put forward here in this argument is Mark from The A Word. Now, he's played by Travis, who is, lower support need. I've talked to Travis before, really nice guy, but Travis plays Mark in The A Word, who is probably more of a support need, has more needs in place. The thing is, Mark is played very well by Travis, but just because Travis doesn't necessarily fit all of the, characteristics of Mark, that doesn't invalidate Travis. That doesn't, degrade, the person playing that character, if that makes sense. So I just think if you really wanted to have representation in this film, you would have tried harder to find it. And actually, guys, there's this tweet where basically someone was basically saying that there were autistic actors and actresses available and ready to, be called up if they needed it, and people had actually asked Sia to be a part of this, to be a part of the experience and be a part of the film. But when you get Sia saying this, it just completely discredits you. It just baffles me. It really, really does, because it's like, you're making a film about an autistic person, but you insult autistic people, you know, like. But the other thing about this is that some of the help, you know, behind the film, you know, the research and all of that stuff into the character was done by Autism Speaks. Now, I am not gonna sit here and talk about, you know, all the things that Autism Speaks has done in the past. You know, that's not my place to do so. I'll link a video up there, you know, going over the whole history, and you can indulge in that if you want to. But the majority of the actually autistic community, you know, knows this. But Sia, according to Twitter, I couldn't find the tweet of this, but apparently, you know, she said, you know, that they were checked and they were okay. But my problem is, and I think this is the problem that many other autistic people have, you know, I don't know, leave your thoughts down below, you know, I'm gonna get crucified either way, but I just think, if you're making a film about someone who is actually autistic, you know, in the main role, you know, firstly, consult with actually autistic people, you know, not a company who says they, you know, are for autistic people when their past is incredibly shady. I know, you know, companies do have their shady pasts, you know, even in the UK. I think all of us in the autistic community can say, you know, how shady Autism Speaks has been. You know, whether they've changed their ways or not, you know, I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know. But their past is questionable. And then to not try, or not try hard enough to try and find an actual autistic actor or actress in your film, again, I think is pretty questionable. And then to basically moan and, you know, go in a strop when, you know, the people that you're representing in your film say, you know, give you critiques and criticism, you know, I just think it's just not a great way to deal with it. According to Sia, apparently 2 people on the spectrum advised her at all times, which, if that is true, then that's obviously good, you know, but I think more could have been done to have the actual autistic community involved with your film. I think it would have just been better. Obviously, whenever it's something to do with autism, not every single person's going to be happy because, you know, we as the autistic community, we're all diverse in our own ways and we all have our own thoughts and opinions, you know, and to be honest, you can't represent the whole of autism, you know, in a film. That's, to people who want that, I think that's pretty much an impossibility. But at least making an effort with us would have been a great thing, you know? And I just think the way that it's been handled just isn't great. It's just not professional. But ultimately, this is a thing that's happened, and very doubtful Sia will see this, to be honest. But I just hope, you know, if you are seeing this, Sia, that you can obviously learn from it. And, you know, if you do something like this in the future, you know, just to, or just anyone that's wanting to talk about autism in film, TV, media and stuff, you know, actually consult us, actually talk to us, you know, and have us involved in the process as best as you can. Not to meet a quota, but because you actually want our involvement and you actually want the best portrayal, you know, as, you know, you can, you know, in your production, you know. I think that's probably the best way forward. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. I want to hear from you guys, you know, you guys that watch the videos, these videos, my videos, you know, watch the channel and stuff, you know, to let me know what you think, what you thought of the trailer, and what do you think of some of the points I've talked about. Let me know down below. And I don't know, do you want me to review the film when it comes out? I mean, I've talked about it on the channel, so I guess I should do, just to talk about the portrayal and stuff like that. But I think that's where I'm gonna leave this little, I don't know what it is, but if you, I don't know, want to see more videos about autism, make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell, because I do make them every single week. And yeah, so until next time, stay you, stay indie, and I'll see you when I next see you.